So how you been, man?
Doing good, man. Everything is going good. I have no complaints on my end. Just basically now that COVID's going, I'm getting all my clients that are flushing back. So I'm sure you're getting the same flush.
Yeah. No, it's thank God. Well, you're in a good state. You have a good governor. So
Our governor's
you're
great.
yeah. Yeah, dude. I wish we had that governor here, bro.
I
You're
heard there's
lucky.
I heard there's a lot of riots in Florida. I mean, in Oregon. Is that true?
I guess there's some in Portland, but I don't live like in Portland. Like that's west of me. But I see things on the news here and there, but I don't even go anywhere around those areas. I'm at my house 24/7, but I hear stuff little by little. I'm not my neighborhood, like my neighbors down the street have horses. So it's like, I'm not around any of that type of stuff, thank
Yeah,
God. But Oregon is, yeah, definitely different. Yeah. Yeah, you're in a good place.
for sure.
What'd you think of the New York Pro?
Well, there were some people I was impressed with, but as a whole, I think that was the weakest New York Pro in history that I've ever seen. Like, I think there was only 9 guys in the 212 class. That usually has like 20 something guys in the 212. There was only
I
like nine
agree.
guys. I think there was only like 11 or 12 guys in open. The women's physique, there was only people, which was insane. And
Insane.
obviously, me and you we don't really follow bikini and figure, so I don't even know.
Yeah. No, I watched most of the Open, the Classic, and the 212, and it was definitely the weakest New York Pro I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. And maybe it's because people recovering, financially, because of COVID and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe recovering, not being able to train, resources are low, but yeah, definitely not what you picture in your mind when you hear New York Pro.
Yeah.
I know me and you were texting back and forth, between Nick Walker and Justin Rodriguez.
hmm
That one was
Justin
very.
was Justin wasn't at his best.
He wasn't at his best. I just like his physique a lot more. I just feel that, and whatever he was doing with his rear lat was very frustrating to watch because he was flexing his traps but not opening his lats, and I didn't understand what was going on.
Which is weird because the week before he was pulling his lats out perfectly fine.
Yeah. Nick definitely was the most polished. Not the prettiest physique, but he was the most polished. I don't think he was completely dry. I mean, he was the most polished there, but still not 100%.
What I disagree with everyone else is I don't see the everyone says they see major improvements from when he placed fourth in Chicago, I think, last year and now. And the only improvement is his midsection control that he squeezes on his front double. But actually from the back, he was in better shape in Chicago.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. 100%. Yeah, I just think that the major improvement I saw was, yeah, the control over the midsection. I think that
Yeah.
was the best. But, from the backside, could have been a little leaner, a little drier. I've never met Nick. I heard he's a really nice kid, and um, I wish him the best. I'm
I
open
just don't
about it.
I don't see him being a top 5 guy at the Olympia like he thinks.
I don't honestly. I don't know. Because you never know who's going to show up. I
Yeah,
just hope that I just hope that his coach, you know, neither one of us like him. He's a complete fraud. He's got 2 clients that he shows off. The rest of his guys, there's nothing there. You got the occasional people out there with health issues that don't want to speak up. And I just hope that it's not a Dallas part two.
yeah, I hope not, man. And I think a lot of that comes down to genetics, but obviously they're pushing a lot of shit over there. Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you something. You're gonna fucking go crazy when I tell you this. I'm gonna when we get off the podcast. When we get off the podcast, I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna fucking go crazy. the,
Yeah, tell me, let me know.
the
But
the
yeah,
the
dude.
industry stories are always fun.
Yeah, so crazy, so crazy. But yeah, I wish the dude the best. The one guy could have won the whole show, Hassan. If that guy would have been way out of shape, if he was pilled and dry, he would have won the whole thing. He would have won the whole
100%.
thing.
That guy has so much muscle.
Yeah, he's just crazy looking. But whatever happened behind the scenes, I mean, but yeah, he would have won the whole thing if he was on.
You know who got fucked at that show? You know who got fucked at the show before too? How the hell does that Morgan guy place behind Blessing?
I say the same thing. That guy's really good condition. I truly Blessing.
Horrible.
I think he has a lot of homework to do. A lot of homework to do, man. That guy. I think he's got great structure. It's obviously that he's genetically blessed, but I think that he needs to, really build something in the off season. I think he was in over.
He has made 0 improvements, Blue, in the last 4 years. Literally none, in muscle size.
Yeah. I wasn't too impressed. What do you think of that?
He needs to hire you. He needs to hire.
I would turn him into a freak. But,
you'll blow his ass up with Atlantis.
Yeah, not as much anymore. No, but you know what though? He'd be 20 pounds heavier on stage and he'd be shredded.
He would for sure. I know he would. Yeah.
What do you think of Dorian Haywood?
Oh, I can't stand that guy, but he has me blocked on Instagram. That's another guy that blocked me, but I think he's heavily muscled. This is my honest critique with him. He's heavily muscled. He's really thick from the side. He has a ton of muscle. But, dude, his coach and him, they've been working together for years, and they can't nail it. The guy's always sweating on stage. He can't control his midsection. I don't know, man. Like, I can't see him placing any higher than 4th or whatever because his legs kind of flatten out, and then he can't control his midsection.
Yeah, his midsection is a little too big, and his legs are very small for his upper. Who does he work with?
He's been working with the same coach for years. Same coach, Dave Kallick.
Oh, he's a really nice guy. Yeah, he's a very nice guy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just know that Morgan guy. I would have liked to seen him up in the top 5.
Yeah, there's no way Blessing being overspilt like that. Dude, like that's why I don't think I'll ever compete again. Think about this shit. Dieting your fucking ass off, right? Getting shredded. Morgan was the biggest guy on stage, and he was the most shredded guy on stage. The only thing Blessing had over him was better shape and structure. That's it. So imagine being that competitor, that outworking and out dieting and everything, and coming to a show and then losing to somebody who didn't even look like he dieted hard. Imagine how frustrating that would be.
Yeah, that would be very frustrating. Yeah, and the guy seems like a pretty nice, humble guy too. Yeah, pretty big dude, a lot of muscle. I think for him, because of his height, it's a crazy thing to say, but he's one of those guys that's going to have to get even bigger because of his height to really fill things out.
He's already 6'3", 300 on stage.
Yeah, but
those who coaches him, right?
No,
Aceto.
He did good with the Morgan guy.
Well, not everyone responds to diuretics well.
Yeah, I've heard some stories. Yeah, hit and miss there, man. Yeah, the Morgan guy looked good. The one guy on Nguyen, I don't know him personally. I like his physique. I think he has a great physique and great genetics, but I did not understand. When I seen the pics, I was, whoever he worked with, I would be pissed if I was him. I would fire the dude.
Coach, right? He ended up firing his coach right after the show.
Yeah, good move. Good move. I mean, because that's unacceptable. Like, it's unacceptable. And I don't even, oh, yeah.
Would you even let a pro go on stage that out of shape?
No, never. I would just say, hey, let's pick a different show,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
But sometimes the thing is, there's kind of a current trend, sometimes, there's, those really, really big names that are, experts at talking and selling themselves, and they show off, a couple of guys. People buy into that without doing real research on what the whole portfolio looks like. They buy into the name, and then, they get burnt. And that happens to so many guys, so many guys.
Oh, I hired so-and-so, or you don't know how many emails I get from people that hire Matt Jansen and just they don't hear back from him for weeks and weeks. It's like, and then he's on Instagram promoting Nick Walker and all his top guys. It's pretty sad, man.
Dude, it's fraud. He's got Sean Clarita, Nick Walker, nobody else. That's why I always tell people to go on the Instagram and look up the resume. And some of these coaches will reach out to me and go crazy. Hey, why do you say that? And now these people are asking me where my clients are and blah, blah, blah. It's because they're hiding behind that scam of showing two guys, their top guys, that Stevie Wonder could train and make look just as good. And then all the other guys, they don't show because there's nothing there,
I've been doing that for years, man. And it's sad that and these guys aren't cheap either. They're charging a lot of money.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. But little by little, people are figuring it out. I can't count how many people have messaged me and said, you know what, bro, you've been just pounding the fake coach thing for years in this industry now, and many people have researched that. It was between you and this other guy. And there was a few other guys, but once I went and looked up their Instagram and saw that all they do is talk and show video clips from their workout, that they're fake. And I went ahead and went with so-and-so and not you, but I just want to let you know, thank you. And I message them back every time. I'm like, hey, I appreciate that. I don't tell you guys this. I have hundreds of clients. I'm not in a shortage. I have people pounding on the door, but I just want people to be safe, not lose their money, not get screwed over, not waste their time. Go out there and find the person that is a real coach and that works for you. It doesn't have to be.
We should make a fake coach list. We should.
Hey, when people watch this podcast, go to any of the top names that you believe are top guys. Go to their Instagram. Just skim through wherever you want. Take a screen capture. But I just want you to mark off their bikini athletes. Mark off when they're talking or showing video clips, and just leave their bodybuilding clients. And you're going to see that there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Or they'll repost the same guy over and over.
It's so phony and fake, dude. It's so phony and fake. I've had these guys reach out. Will you please not say this? This is affecting me. If you're handling yourself and your business correctly, and you really have a resume and you can back up all of that talking that you do constantly, you should have nothing to worry about. You should want people to come to your Instagram and go through things, and it's fucked up because then when I get people that message me almost every day that say, yeah, I love your Instagram. There's not millions of followers, but there's nothing but thousands of pictures of bodybuilders. Is this page fake? Or are you showcasing other people's clients? Because they're so used to going to these other fake profiles and seeing nothing but talking, bikini, and whatever, the one or two bodybuilders. So then when they go to mine and see nothing but a resume of freaks, they think, oh, this must be fake, or I'm doing like bodybuilding without borders and just showing clients.
There's a coach that me and you know that was taking other people's progress photos, like other coaches that didn't have a following. They were taking his progress photos, and he was using them as saying they were his own, and he ended up getting called out.
Can you say his name or no?
Yeah, it was Nick Trigilli.
Oh yeah, that's one of the fakest of fakes in the business. Absolutely, that's one of the fakest. Yes.
I always tell people when people ask me who's the worst, he is the worst.
Oh, dude, I have so much. I have a lot on that one. But he has nothing.
I give him the benefit of the doubt, man. I was the first one to do a podcast with him. I didn't know anything about him really, except that he was a great bodybuilder at one time. I didn't know much about him. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. But simply the emails I get on a weekly basis on a weekly basis of him scamming people, taking their money and not responding, taking money for this and that, for coaching and not responding, is unbelievable. And if he ever
Yes.
wants to dispute that, I will gladly post every email that I've ever gotten, because I have them all saved. I have a folder of them. That's how much I get to expose him, because it is that bad. He is actually stealing from people.
Well, how about this one? I have documentation of him hiring a hacker. You know about that one.
Yes.
To go into another coach's, you know, computer and, you know, shut down their website, you know, and I have actual screen captures of them talking to the hacker, so he can't deny it. I mean, it says the guy's name and what he wants done to him. I mean, there's no dispute. But, you know, people like that, it's not even worth like really say anything, because they have nothing. Like they truly have nothing. They're like living.
They're miserable.
Just miserable. They can lie all they want. They can talk shit about me, say whatever. They have nothing in life, nothing. So I mean, it's one of those things. But people like that, I mean, you've already seen. I mean, the entire industry.
One day we should make a fake coach list for sure. For sure.
Oh, I would do it.
You don't know. This is what comes to mind with fake coaches when Nick Trigilli, but he doesn't even coach that much anymore. He just scams people. Alan Kress.
Which one's that?
Alan Kress. You know who that is?
Oh, that's the one who just coaches like bikini people.
You know who he is. You've sent me his pro. We've talked about it before.
Oh, that dude. Yeah, dude.
He posts with Jansen.
One of the fakest coaches there is, fakest, that just talks.
Yeah,
and
he has no physique, no
clients, no bodybuilders, and just talks. Those type of people are the type of people that hate my posts, because then people research them and find out what frauds they are. They're absolute frauds. And you know what? Maybe you're good with bikini. Bikini to me is like discussing ping pong. I don't care if you're good at bikini or ping pong. I'm into bodybuilding. And if you're going to sit and talk about bodybuilding and lecture us with your bodybuilding, you know, authority and science, and you have no physique yourself, and you have no bodybuilding,
no clients.
I can't take him serious. I really can't take him serious. I can't.
He's annoying because he posts all that scientific bullshit. His clients look like shit, and he looks like shit.
Yeah, no clients. All people have to do, I implore people, please go to their Instagrams. They don't want you to go there. Look up their resume and really look for their bodybuilders. So many of these dudes are master scammers. You know, they can do their, you know, their podcasts, and they can show their workout videos. They don't show clients because they don't exist.
How many people do you think we can get on a fake coach list? You think we can name 20 of them?
Easily.
Really?
I could go with, you know, and I'll be open. Dave Palumbo is one of the fakest coaches there is, you know, and I've always, you know, held back about that, but he is truly one of the fakest people and coaches. I know that, you know, now you see, you know, the light of, you know, how that dude is as a person. And I've said it for years.
I haven't recommended anyone to ever get coached by Dave. That was never my thing. So
yeah,
I would never recommend somebody to get coached by Dave, is because he sends everyone the same stuff.
He sends someone the same plans. I have people that he's worked with that cannot compete anymore because their thyroids are destroyed. I have a guy right now who's actually threatened Dave, straight up threatened him with violence, because the dude hates him so much. And this dude is a diabetic now because of Dave. Like, yeah, so everything that people have said about Dave, about all that stuff, it's the truth. It is all the truth. Like,
my thing with Dave is I never sent him people for clients, because he just sends everyone the same thing, and it's up the cardio, up the clean, up the T3, and it's, you know, and it's cookie cutter stuff. So I've never sent him, because he just takes on too many people. Now, I do think Dave 100% has the knowledge to be a very good coach, but he doesn't take the time to do that. I think he's too obsessed with his channel and stuff, you know?
You know what? I think that to an extent, and I use this metaphor a lot with people. There's people that study music and can write it, and then there's people that can play music without knowing how to write it. Do you see what I'm saying? Some people are masters of memorizing things and regurgitating them. And then in real life, they don't know how to actually apply it. Do you see what I'm saying?
We know a lot of those people.
Yes. And I think he's honestly one of those people. And, he can point out, well, I worked with this guy, the last 2 weeks? I mean, like, it's all a great scam. He's got his podcast where he talks. The entire industry, the upper industry, does not like him. The backstabbing. There's so much stuff that I've kept quiet about for years. Like, I would never even want to debate that dude unless it was in person. Like, because I really like that dude's trash.
Yeah. No, a lot of people have been very upset with Dave as of lately, man. And I think it's a lot of personal stuff because he wasn't like that in 2013, 2014. A lot of stuff I think has happened in his personal life, that's affected him. But I hate to see people get wrapped up in the industry, man, and lose integrity. I hate it.
Yeah, it's just more people out there doing their research, finding the things. I mean, like, I personally don't like Nick Trigili, but everything he said about Dave Palumbo is the truth. Every single thing he said is.
Kind of let the people. It seems like the con artists attack the con. You know what I mean? They're always calling each other out. It's crazy.
Yeah, and like this is the first time I've really said names, and I've only dropped a couple of names. I could go on for hours and hours. I mean, I could just pull out my phone, pull up my computer that has literally thousands and thousands of emails and people that sign up with me with applications and they tell what they've went through with certain people and screen captures of some of these people saying they're actual doctors. A certain person, like I told you, I showed you some screen captures of, a certain person in the hospital freaking out, talking to a fake coach. And the fake coach said he was a doctor. And the guy goes, hey, man, you're not a doctor. I'm really scared here. I'm in the hospital. And this guy happened to be in India. And this fake coach says, hey, it's not my problem. You just eat too much curry.
Wow.
That is insane. And I have, because people send me screen captures. They send me emails because they know I despise the fake coaching. So I see so much stuff. And it just, I try to, just stay in my lane and do my thing. But, when you constantly have, people just dumping this stuff on you, you get to see a little too much of the dark side of the sport of what happens to a lot of these people. A lot of these people that are hardworking people become victims.
No, I agree 100%.
Yeah. But, hey, what did you think of the 212?
I thought it was so weak. Like, it was so weak. The guy that won, I didn't think this guy was going to be winning shows. I didn't. Because he's a taller guy. He's like 5'8", 5'9". And I didn't think he was going to be winning shows. And, I mean, he has really good shape, but he's not really heavily muscled. For instance, if, your client Dwayne came in shape, actually, if Dwayne was 85%, he would have smoked that whole show. Dwayne at 85% would have smoked that show. But, I mean, absolutely. Dude, to get 9 people, only 9 competitors in 212, it's sad, man. Like, John Jewett got second. He's a little on the flatter side. Looks like he lost some muscle, but good condition.
Really good condition.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, I think there was a couple good guys, but for the most part, everything was just pretty bad.
Yeah, I thought that guy Nathan was the most polished. He's got great structure. That guy could win.
He deserved it.
Oh, he deserved it. He could grow into a crazy open guy. Like, yeah. I mean, he's that structure. John, yeah, a little, flat. Maybe had to lose a little bit of muscle to make weight. I'm not sure, but he always comes in. He doesn't have the prettiest physique, but he comes in always conditioned.
Well, no, I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know, but last year he did the Olympia straight out fat, but Andrew Vu was coaching him.
Oh,
he was so out of shape. He was the last call outs.
Wow.
Andrew Vu coached him for that show, and then he dropped Andrew after that show.
Well, I hear Andrew's a really nice guy, but I heard like a lot of people dropped him. I heard something with Hunter, and I try to stay out of the stuff.
Hunter and him, that was a lot of drama. Supposedly, Hunter didn't even listen to him for the Tampa Pro when he won. And he told a few people he was getting coached someone else. I guess he felt bad for Andrew and didn't want to go out in public, but I guess he wasn't following anything Andrew had told him. But I have heard recently that Andrew has dropped the ball on a ton of guys. And like literally, I think these guys take on too much. And not everyone's like you. They have to sleep. So
Yeah.
these guys, they don't work through the night like you do. And they don't get caught up on their work. So they take on too many people and their shit goes downhill.
Yeah, I think, me and you have talked about it personally. I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I take medicine. I've talked to Leo about it a little bit. I take fluvoxamine, and I've always, it's not the easiest thing to live with sometimes, but the OCD helps me do what I do. I can go 3 days without sleeping, hit every text, every email, every call. Like I can keep going, and even in my mind know who's off, who's on. So it definitely works to my advantage. But yeah, some of these guys, taking on, an insane amount of people doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Huh?
What do you think of that guy, this Spanish dude, crazy legs, Noel Adami? Is that what his name is?
I love that guy.
Noel?
I don't know how he didn't place higher.
I know his front double. I mean, like his waistline and stuff like that isn't the most complimentary, but like, man, he's got crazy legs. Like,
dude, from the side, right? His side leg, his side shots are crazy, right?
Insane. They look like an open dude. And that if he gets shredded, actually gets shredded and dry, that Derek Oslin guy has beautiful shape.
He's never in shape, that guy.
If he was to get in shape, man, he would be dangerous. Dude, I was happy.
I told him he needs to hire you. He told me that he reached out to you one time, right?
Yeah, we talked a couple of times. I only want people to come to me when they're on fire. Like, I don't want someone who's, thinking about it or leaning when they're on fire, because I go full blast with everybody. That's just the way I'm wired. So, I mean,
he told me you were one of the coaches that he was thinking about hiring. He said you were one of the guys, but this guy, he's going to hate me for saying this, but so much fucking potential, right? Like the shape, the structure, the insertions. He just needs to come in shape. That's it. He's not in shape at all.
Yeah, I've talked to him. He's a really nice guy, insane potential. But yeah, I was happy for Justin. I know Justin's a super hard worker. He took 5th. Justin is a short guy like me.
That was his last show.
Oh, he's done?
Yeah, that's me and Justin go way back. He was my like best friend in 2014, like when I lived out there in Rhode Island. Yeah, he told me he's done.
Why? What happened? Is he okay?
Yes. No. Like he said, health is fine. He just said that. He just said that it was that he's done everything he's wanted to do, and he's good with coaching. Kind of like how you were done, man. Like you felt like you did everything you could, and his coaching has taken off like crazy, and he wants to focus on that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a very nice guy. I was happy for him because I know he works super hard. Did you watch any of the Classic?
No. Wait. Who won that one?
Danny Union. He won it easily.
He has a good physique.
Dude, he has an awesome physique. If that guy, ever, really switched, things up, I mean, he could end up being like a freak, like an open if he wanted to, But I think he's, just doing it, on the healthier side of things. But yeah, he easily won it. That one guy who placed second, what was his name? Zeke. That guy had a ton of potential. Just wasn't, all the way dug out conditioning wise. But yeah, overall, not the most competitive show. But that's just, how it rolls sometimes. Next year, it could just be insane.
You think COVID is the reason why?
That's a lot of people have asked me, and that's what I come up with is the COVID, people recovering financially, people missing out on working out, the consistency with, getting, the vitamins they need, the food, I think that's definitely played a part. I really do. And, not being, 100% physically, and then maybe having somebody that's steering the ship in a bad direction, you're not going to, yield the best look. But I think that's definitely a huge part of it. I guarantee if like COVID did, never existed, all of these shows, like the Junior USA's, holy shit, man, that looked like a natural show.
Yeah, the Junior USA's was you're talking about you talking about back then?
No, the Junior USA's that just happened like last week too.
There was only a couple bodybuilders.
Oh yeah, there was nothing. There was nothing. Yeah. Like it's.
Oh, I thought you said it was stacked. No, yeah.
Oh no! It looked like a natural show. Like
literally, there was like a couple people per class. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's. I think COVID's played a big deal. There was a show here in Oregon last weekend, and I think it had a total of 10 male bodybuilders in the entire show. I mean,
well, dude,
I know part.
Yeah,
it's in general, I think it's COVID. I mean, also the promoter that throws that show is a scumbag. So I mean, like, not a lot of people like him. So a lot of people have steered away from his show. But still, 10 people. I mean, it's not good.
You know what sucks, man, about these bodybuilding shows is that a lot of these shows used to be very good. Like, for instance, in Oregon, the Emerald Cup used to be crazy with bodybuilders.
Yeah, it used to be. Yeah, that show used to be.
It used to be, dude. Like, those shows used to be like national level shows now. They used to be stacked.
Yes, absolutely.
And then all of a sudden, ever since Classic, it started getting worse.
Yeah, my one guy, I know you've seen him, Stewart. He won the super heavies in the or no, he won the heavies in the overall this year. He's that one kid. He's like 23.
He's sick.
Dude, he didn't even look like he was at the right show. It looked like him as a pro, like competing, with amateurs. It didn't even look right.
Doesn't that suck, man? You have no competition though. Like, damn.
Yeah. I mean.
What show
the day goes by quicker, but yes.
Doing USA's?
No, we are going to take this whole off season, about a year. He's never done an off season with me, only the prep, and so I know I could put 20 pounds on him in a year. And so we're going to come back because he's not very tall. He's like 5'8", and I would like to see him around 240, 245 at the super heavies next year.
He could have went pro this year, though, I think.
He probably could have. He probably could. He's such a hard worker. He's such a good kid, man. Like, follows everything. I mean, to the T. The communication is great. He's just a hard worker, man.
Did you have any diuretics with him or no?
No, he won 2 overalls. Both of them no diuretics.
Wow.
No. Yeah, I could probably say, dude, out of the last 2 years, I've maybe had maybe 5 people, maybe 3 or 4 people use diuretics, and it was just a quarter of a diazide. I mean, I think
I know who one of them is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in shape, you don't really have to do much. I mean, you don't, maybe pull back on water a little bit, eat a little more food. But I mean, once you're there, you're there. Sometimes I tell people all the time, you're at 95% and you're trying to hit 100%, and then they wake up Saturday morning at 80%. So sometimes it's just a safer bet to do less and just walk on stage at 95 or 96%. That happens a lot, and then they tell you how good they looked on Monday, or, how good they looked the day after, after they put back in, some fluids and sodium. And, that's one big thing. I've never cut off sodium or anything like that. If you're pilled like that, sodium will actually complement the look. But, people have different processes.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's certain people where I think that are water retentive that benefit from it. But yeah. I know that you're more like me. I don't like to use a lot of that stuff, like a half diazide. That's it. But I know that you like to use like high anti-estrogens, like I do.
Yes, absolutely. Why wait to the end and, play roulette with it. And, a lot of stuff can go wrong. Your body is so sensitive at that point. I think of it as just, taking a damp towel and just wringing it out, a little bit, each week, letting that do its job. So then when you're at the end, if you do have to use a diuretic, it's minimal, but you're so damn close that you could just walk on stage just by eating a little food.
Yeah, so like guys like you, they like to use like the Letrozole, the Novadex, and the Proviron, and then guys like
I don't
Dave,
use that much anymore.
You
I
don't
don't use Letrozole much anymore because I noticed with some guys it really flattens them a little too much, and especially with guys that are maybe top heavy, it can really deplete the legs. I see it a lot.
use Arimidex?
I like Arimidex. With some guys, they cannot take it. Aromacin's great as well. Novadex. I love Proviron. Proviron is amazing.
So I have my clients do Letrozole the last 4 weeks because I have all my clients on like a gram of test going into a show, so that they're not going to flatten out. But you probably have your guys run a little bit less tests, right?
It just depends on the person. Like in my heyday, I was using 300 mgs of prop, and it just depends on the person. I have some guys that, preference-wise, they only want to do TRT doses, and that's just what they want to stick with, whether it's financial or just their personal beliefs. Or I have some other guys where they're not as responsive, so we can do some higher doses, but I still won't push it too much because I want them to be healthy. So I think it just really depends. I honestly, it sounds cliche, but the nutrition is just number one. If you just get them pilled, yeah, the gear is there to sustain the muscle and give that nastier look to complement. But just the food and stuff like that, they're going to get that look. But again, you using Letro, there's nothing wrong with it. I still use Letro here and there on different guys. Again, these are all just different medicines that can be applied with different people at different times. So there's no wrong or right. It's just being able to
how high do you bring the Arimidex?
The Arimidex, at the very most, maybe when we're super close, 2 mgs a day.
Okay, so you're accomplishing the same thing by crushing the aromatase.
Yeah, Proviron. I love Proviron, man. Proviron, you can get up to 150, and but gradually build up.
I know for a fact. I know a guy that was with Hani that. He says Hani had him do 200 to 300 a day. But, dude, if I was to run that much Proviron, I would get the scoopers. Like, I would literally buy the raw powder and get, 100-gram scoopers and just take, 3 scoops a day. Because at that point, it would be so much cheaper. Imagine buying all that fucking...
Yeah. Yes, it would be way cheaper. No, Proviron's amazing. But, yeah, just the diet, man, just getting pilled, suffering. I think that's the number one thing. I think a lot of guys today don't want to suffer. They want that pro card. They think that it's going to come so quick. The competition is not as deep today as it was years ago. Back then, even if you didn't talk to somebody, you're watching somebody in a magazine or on video, and that person pushed you and motivated you to want to achieve, that craziness, whether it was, size or conditioning. So today it's not like that as much. So they're not motivated to suffer.
Yeah.
But
get that.
But yeah. So how's everything else? How are you doing? How's your health? That's what I wanted to ask you mostly. How's your health? How are you doing?
I feel good, man. I wouldn't know anything was wrong with me, but my like I said, I'm in stage 5. Like, I get my blood work this coming week. I'm actually going to probably get it drawn tomorrow, and we'll see how bad it got. But dude, it's a weird disease. I don't feel anything different. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't push the drugs anymore because I know that I'm in stage 5, and I'm not taking Tren or any orals or anything like that. But as far as how I feel, man, I sleep, but I've always slept a lot, man. So that can't be it. I always sleep, you know what I mean? So I don't think that's an issue. So it's just a really weird disease, man.
Yeah. How's your family doing?
Everything's good. Everything's great on here. The kids are good. Family's good. Wife's good. Everything. I have no complaints. How about you? You got the kid? Your Your kid's coming in 2 weeks?
2 weeks, man. It's so trippy, man. It is so trippy because it's like
How old are you?
43.
So your kids are probably tripping out.
Oh, bro, they weren't too happy in the beginning, just because, I mean, they're older, they're in college, but they're like, it's still a shock to them, like, hey, we have our dynamic here. What's going on? You're throwing off, so, but they're happy and they're excited now, and
Do they still live at the house?
What's that?
Do your kids still live at the house?
Yeah, because they're both in school. Yeah, they're both in school, and so I told them, you can live here forever. Whatever, when you're ready to go, and I want them to build up their finances and everything like that, and finish college, all that stuff. So, I didn't have any of those opportunities. There was no such thing as, oh, you could go to college. Like I didn't. It wasn't like that with me growing up. I had a rougher childhood. So
that's going to be a crazy household.
What's that?
That's household.
Yeah, no, it's I'm pumped, bro. I'm pretty pumped. Yeah, and at 43, it's a blessing in disguise, because I think by having another baby and stuff like that, I get to reap the rewards of feeling younger.
Yeah.
Obviously don't feel the same as I was when I was 23, but all good stuff, man. I'm pretty good. So how's your little boy?
He's 3 now.
3. Dude, that is such a fun age.
I love it, man, because they learn new stuff every day.
Oh yeah. Does he got like certain, like, what's he into? Like, is he into like Star Wars or like certain Disney stuff, or what?
He likes cartoons like the truck, it's called Trash Truck, and like Paw Patrol, all those stuff. All like he likes and dude, you're gonna be experiencing that again all over again. That's insane.
Oh, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait, because they'll get into some of these cartoons so much to where you won't realize it. You'll just be, by yourself, and you'll start humming the theme song. I remember some of these Disney shows and all that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, Blue, when you had your kids, right, you guys didn't protect at all for those 20 years, and then all of a sudden you guys had another kid?
Yes.
That's insane.
So, well, because you remember I've been clean it'll be 3 years this July. So, I think it was, definitely God's work, like that's what he wanted. Like, you remember in 2018, we did that Blue Nutrition House in Vegas, and I got that ulcer, because, just being in that house and being stressed and all that. And that's why I couldn't go to the Olympia with Dwayne. And when I got home, I was like, you know what? I'm not going back on for a little while. And then I put it in the back of my mind that I was going to go back on for Thanksgiving. And then something just inside of me told me, don't go back on. And then it was, go back on the first of the year. Then it just kept going and going, and getting deeper into, more busy, with the business side of stuff. It's the trippiest thing, 2.5 years like passed by, and I remember, because I didn't sleep for like 2.5 days. It was something like that. So I take little tiny naps, and I laid down for like 2 hours. That was the plan. And I remember I fell asleep. 30 minutes later, my wife wakes me up, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm like, please, I haven't slept for almost 3 days. Let me sleep. I don't know what you're talking about. And then an hour later, she wakes me up and shows me 2 other tests. She went to the store and bought 2 other, just in case. And I remember sitting up, because I was very tired at that time. And I remember just thinking, holy shit, like, this is a curveball, but a good curveball. And then we had to sit down and talk about how we were going to tell the kids and everything. But it was just all meant to be, because it was like, there was a reason, God, wanted me to discontinue, using, and just focus on business and family. And then, it was his divine plan, to bless me with another son. So it all worked out. It all worked out. It's the trippiest thing, everything's great. Everything's healthy. She's doing 2 weeks, and Uh, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Will you ever get back on?
I I have a script for Cypionate and I have a script for Propionate. And I haven't took anything. I haven't even touched creatine.
You get them though?
No, I haven't. I didn't pick them up.
Wow, you didn't even pick them up?
No, I don't even pick them up. No. I don't know. It's just like I feel like that chapter for me is kind of closed. I always know in the back of my mind what gives me peace with it is that if I ever want to do it again, it's always available. Even if I just did my TRT or something like that, or I barely get to ever go to the gym anymore. Which sucks. So I mean, if I want to, in the future, possibly. But for right now, no. I just want to focus on my family and business, and just keep rolling this way. I'm more happy and much more balanced now, not using than I have been in years.
That's good.
Yeah, because I didn't do much injections, like we've always talked about. I was always big on insulin and growth hormone, but the thing that I did love to do was Anadrol. So that was the one that always threw my mood off, was doing the Anadrol.
Yeah.
And what it's like having a wife. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Automatically, you're wrong because you're on Anadrol.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Now I can, I can win a couple of arguments now because I'm not on Anadrol.
Would you get really pissed?
I would. I was always, fairly mellow, but like I could get fairly aggressive, real fast. And that's the way I was when I was younger, and I didn't like that side coming out. So I always controlled it when I was, in that state, but still, I like being so much more mellow now. I don't have any of those episodes pop up whatsoever. If someone cuts me off on the road, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Hope you drive safe. 10 years ago, it wasn't like that. But yeah, I just, I think this is God's plan, and I'm just taking the steps day by day.
That's good, man. I'm excited for your kid experience. You're just gonna go all. It's like gonna be deja vu for you because you already went through it 20 years ago.
I know, that's the trippy thing. We went to the doctors the other day for another ultrasound. Because she's getting close, and it was just like the experience was like it was the first time, because 21, 22 years ago, I remember going to the doctor's appointments, but you don't really remember it visually and how you felt at the moment. But I was sitting there looking at the ultrasound, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is just so amazing. What an amazing blessing. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm excited, bro. I mean, I bought him so much Jordan stuff, and
That's awesome.
we went pretty crazy we went crazy on the nursery and stuff. I actually had, man, it's supposed to be done in a week, but I had a crib actually built. The crib is a pirate ship with lights and everything. What name
did you guys come up with?
I'm a Star Wars nerd, and I named him Anakin.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, because me and Tammy will talk about it. We're like, if we ever had another kid again, Anakin, I would love the name Anakin, and the time happened. So
wow.
So we're pretty pumped, man. That crib is supposed to be done in about a week, and that's just the missing piece, to that room. And but it's going to be fun, man. But definitely a different perspective, having a child at 43 versus 21, 22. It's definitely going to be different this time.
I'm trying for number 2 as well.
Are you really?
Yeah, currently, yeah. I'm on the fertility stuff.
Nice, bro. Nice. When did you guys decide on this?
Um, she's been wanting it. Like I could be good with just one, man, but she's been wanting a kid for since we really had Jackson. She would have been happy if I got her pregnant 2 years ago. But yeah, dude, she's a great mom, so I'm not worried about it at all. So well, I'm maybe this month she'll get pregnant because I'm doing the fertility stuff. That stuff works quick.
Yeah, yeah. Are you doing the HMG and everything?
Everything, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, dude.
I'm
It's
just hoping the kidney failure doesn't affect fertility.
mm, what does your doctor say?
They don't really know much, dude. The doctors are fucking trash, man. They don't really know much. Like when I did ask that question and they couldn't really give me an answer.
Really? And did you say that you reached out to the Mayo Clinic?
No, no. If I felt like my issue got worse, I would. But no, I'm not at that point yet where I need to. No, dude. As long as I feel good, I'm not going to be jumping on dialysis or doing any of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm
No,
still
it'll be
pissing.
fun.
I'm still pissing regularly. I still feel fine. You know.
No, another kid will just make your guys's, family that much more blessed and fun, bro. Especially Jackson, like he'll have, his little buddy, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a boy or a girl, that'll be his best friend.
Dude, he loves
Like,
babies. Every time we have a friend over that has like a baby, he fucking loves babies.
that's awesome. I always see your guys' pictures and I see your wife with the kid, and I can tell you how good of parents you guys are. And yeah, yeah, you guys, it'll just get better and better, bro.
Can't wait.
Are you hoping for a boy or a girl, or does it matter?
For her, I know she wants a one boy, one girl, but I really don't care at all. I would love to have two boys. I don't care, but a girl would be nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely different. I have one of each right now, and uh, man, how they say, how protective, fathers are with their daughters and everything like that. Like it's really, it's hard to explain. You love your kids, more than your life. But like daughters, you're just like overprotective of every step. I mean, it's really crazy, And there's definitely a different type of a bond you have with your son than you do with your
How
daughter.
old's your daughter?
20, and then my son's 21.
So now, how
But
about your son? How about your son? Has he brought any girls home?
yeah, he's talked to girls and stuff like that. He again, my kids are like, yeah, man, it's just so much different than my childhood, bro. Because like, I was raised like just so like. My childhood was nuts and so dysfunctional, the family and everything, like it was just so crazy how I lived. Like, the way my kids are, it's just like, they've just, just a different childhood. It's just completely different. But yeah, my son is, he's very, very close to God, like extremely close to God, which I love. He was close to God before I was. He's always had a deep connection with God. So he's waiting, to get married, all that type of stuff. He's in school right now because he's going to do physical therapy and all that type of stuff. And but yeah, my wife was always close to God, so I thankfully for her, she instilled that in them when they were young, even when I was the opposite. Like the opposite, I was completely, yeah, I had some twisted views at the time.
Yeah. No, I know you changed a lot, man. You used to be crazy, huh? You never get. Let me ask you one last question though. You ever get the urge to like blow up or no?
No, man, because I have such a different perspective on stuff.
Really? See, that's rare. Now that's rare. When somebody changes and they don't have any urges like that, that's rare. That's crazy.
No, for real, bro. No, I don't. I mean, I like everybody, I get upset with stuff, but like back in the day, like way back in the day when I would get, mad, it would always want to go to that next level of just going way, way off. A lot of that was just, uh, honestly, just negativity and me having so much hatred in myself with, blaming God for stuff, so much stuff that I had to finally get worked out, that I didn't know how to deal with certain altercations like that. And I, just process things the wrong way. But now, I'm not perfect by any means, man. I'm trying every day, but I have a different perspective on everything, and I process things so much differently. So it's like, it's really hard for me to like get mad. Like I don't even remember the last time like getting actually mad where it's emotional.
Yeah,
So,
that's rare, man. I mean, I think a lot of that comes with maybe a little bit of age too, right?
yeah, maybe a little bit of age, but honestly, it's because of God. Like, I mean, and I know people say that and just use that word so lightly sometimes, but it's really the truth, bro. It is so much the truth.
Oh,
Like
I can
I
get
think
it,
that,
man. My dad is all about that, you know?
yeah, I mean, I needed to be spiritually cleansed. Like I needed to be spiritually, inside and out, cleaned out. I needed to have all that rotten shit, I had to give that to God and finally, step forward in a different way. And it took a long time to do it, but I'm glad I did, because I'm so much happier.
So you don't think anyone can push your buttons to where you could pop?
I mean, people say things here and there, but I'm just like, okay, whatever,
That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're like me, because I'm the same way, dude. When people talk
I
shit,
just,
I like laugh it off.
yeah, and it depends on the person. Like sometimes I even feel sorry for them. I mean, I've had people talk shit about me, and then I see them on GoFundMe. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, no wonder. I'm like, no wonder you hate me. I'm like, you're on GoFundMe. You hate yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like,
Dude,
and
I
it's
fucking can't stand GoFundMe.
well, I think honestly, it serves a purpose. Sometimes people have nothing; they have nobody to help, and in some instances, I've seen a couple of people. I've had a couple of clients like in really, bad situations to where they have nobody to reach out to, and it took a lot of courage on their part, and they knew that they were gonna, have people, ridicule them and stuff like that, but they really needed help, and I don't mind it. The only time
No, but
I don't like
it's
it.
abused more times than not, though. It's definitely abused.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think it's abused more times than not. Like, I've seen certain people have it, and
Like for
see,
instance, that guy that tore his pec. You saw that guy that tore his pec. It was all over the internet. He made a GoFundMe right after it, and then he's bright driving in Lamborghinis and fucking doing all this expensive rehab. Yeah,
what?
dude, you saw the guy that tore his pec with Larry Wills.
See, I'm so bad with that type of stuff, like the social media stuff. Like if you sent me a thing, then I'd probably be like, oh, okay, that's what it was. But
He
no,
tore
I
his
don't. I
pec.
don't.
It was one of the. It was so dumb. He was inclining 5 plates on each side, and he's not a strong kid like that. And his whole chest broke. It was on video. He immediately makes a GoFundMe, makes all this money, and you see him the next week he's in a sling driving like a Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's
Well, like he didn't buy the Lamborghini, he was renting it. But still, what a fucking waste of money.
yeah, that money should not be towards that at all. Yeah, that's disgusting. Like if that's the case, that's disgusting. But yeah, it's again with people pushing
It
buttons.
sucks because, like you said, there is like it's very rare where I think that those things should be reused. It's very rare, but when it is most of the time it's bodybuilders that are posting it that are like getting injuries or pay for my contest prep. You've seen those.
That that I've seen. Uh, it's yeah. I think a lot of people have abused it. I think there is those extreme cases where they need a little help, and I don't mind that. But yeah, like you said, more times than not. But yeah, again, back to the people pushing buttons. It's just words, when people say stuff,
Exactly.
it's you give those words you know, the power to affect you or not. Like when you really do not care what another person thinks, and you know what type of person that is that's saying that and how miserable they are, it doesn't even affect you. It almost makes you pity them.
Dude, I completely fucking agree.
Yes, yeah. You know, back in the day, even though say a person said something to me, whether they're right or wrong, you know, it's instant, you know, igniting a fire. But like now it's like, okay, you know, maybe something's going on with that dude's life, you know. I can't believe, because people that know me closely, that know that I'm like this now, just crack up because they're like, dude, I can't even believe you're talking like that.
You used to be like, name a location, I'm gonna fucking fight you, let's go.
Oh, I'd be on fire because that's the way I was raised. I mean, that's the way, like, I had it. Dude, you know, way different childhood than a lot of people, bro. Like, way different childhood. You know, I've seen a lot. So, you know, but thank God, you know, all that stuff's in the past. But like, yeah, no, I think the best thing to do is, you know, just take it from a different perspective. But the only thing that could give me that peace and to look at it differently was God. That's it. That's the only thing. Yeah. You know, doing breathing techniques and counting to 10, that shit didn't work for me.
No,
you
fuck
know.
that.
No, I needed that inner peace. I needed that nasty, that darkness out of me taken out.
Yeah. Well, it was nice talking to you again, man. It seems like you're doing well and everything is going good, so I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, bro. You too. No, we got to start doing these a little more.
Yeah, we'll do some more blue. What do they call it? The Bostin Blues.
Bostin Blues. Yeah, I have people that ask me about that all the time, and you know what I'll tell them, because I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I don't do the podcast that much. I'll tell people to go and watch you and Leo.
Yeah. Well,
and I like
if you ever
nice
want to
guy.
come on there, we'd love to have you on there.
Yeah, I'd come on there. Yeah.
I'll tell him then. I'll tell him that's all. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. He seems like a super nice dude. I send people to watch his show all the time.
Yeah, he's very knowledgeable. Yeah, I'm going to set that up. That'll be awesome.
When was that? A month ago or so, when people were starting to go after him because of insecurities?
Oh, with him in Palumbo, yeah.
I knew that was going to happen. As soon as you have somebody that's doing something positive and is getting attention, and they're actually a decent guy, it was just a matter of time before, you know, people were going to attack him for, you know, doing something that was successful.
Yeah. Well, you know, at that point, you're doing something right when that happens.
Absolutely. And I was happy to hear, you know, because, you know, I didn't want to, you know, message him and say, hey, certain folks that you're friends with are absolute snakes. I didn't want to say that, you know, but now that, you know, he is, you know, seeing how some of these people are, you know, it's a good thing that it's now instead of later.
For sure.
Yeah,
man. Have a good night, and we'll keep in touch. I'm gonna get you on the podcast with Leo soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We should talk about OCD.
Yeah, dude, he would love that. He would fucking love it. He would love it.
Yeah, we texted a little bit, and we were talking about Luvox and stuff like that. And but yeah, bro, anytime. But yeah, take care. God bless you and the family, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too, man. Have a good night.
Later, brother.
All right.